is 2 a.m. India Standard Time, and I can't sleep because my body is on Eastern Standard Time. Well, might as well get ready for the day, I guess. Hey gang, Future Justin here. I did not record a lot of like narration stuff for just like the days after day zero. So we're gonna treat this like a little story time where I kind of like we all sit around the campfire and I kind of describe shit to you. So let's see, we gotta go back. Um, my God, the security process at really any Indian airport I've been through so far is a nightmare. Like I got a drive over from the international terminal to the domestic terminal, um, and I was already late for that because I waited in a line in the international terminal that said transfer to Terminal One, which is the domestic terminal. I waited in that line, and then just for me to get to the front of the line, they're like, "Oh, you actually have to go to the domestic terminal." When I thought it was a bag drive, regardless, I get a ride there, and then once I'm there, again, I go to three separate counters because my big ass fucking bag that weighs way over the weight limit, did not, they didn't like that. So they all told me to go somewhere, and then they were like, "No, you have to go to this different place." And I was freaking out because I was like, "Oh, holy shit, this is taking forever," and then I have to go through security. So what? I was like, "This is fucking ridiculous." But I got through it. We got through security pretty quickly. We got on the plane.
That's the smallest plane I've been on. It's like the haze, bro.
And then an hour later, I landed in Dharamshala. Then once I was in Dharamshala, I had to get a cab from the airport to the actual city because the airport's probably like a half hour out. So I get a taxi at some random taxi stand that was just outside of the airport. I was, paid 1,500 rupees, which is like what, 15 bucks, just about. Really cheap. Everything's really cheap. He just tells me to follow him. I put my stuff in his truck, and he drives about like 3 minutes down the road and then pulls over and tells me to get out. So I'm like, okay, sure. I guess I have no power in this situation. So I get out, and he's like, "There's gonna be another person that's like gonna come get you." I'm like, "Okay, I guess if it's my time, it's my time." Um, so this other guy shows up out of nowhere. I put my stuff in his car, and we're on the way. And he drives off, and we're going like. And to be fair, I don't know the best route to this place. So he's driving down a road, like going up into the hills, like through these woods. It was a very scenic drive. I appreciate what he did for me, but it took like probably 45 minutes to an hour to actually get to my destination. I thought it was going to be like a 20-minute drive. No, he took the scenic route. And that's when I first discovered that India has probably the most insane drivers and driving, just the most insane driving I've ever seen in my life. Like you turn down a road and you think to yourself, like, there's no way that this is a two-way road, and then like a car comes flying at you. It's unbelievable. And like how close it, like, people drive to pedestrian, like, we're not talking like inches from brushing you, like we're talking like an inch, like cars were like right there. Yeah, that's when I first discovered this. So we're going along this scenic route, and you see the mountains. They're just like these snow-capped, huge, unlike anything I've ever seen before. It was gorgeous. I was enjoying the ride, even though we came close to like hitting several people and other cars. But after a while, you kind of really appreciate like how good they are at driving. So I was like, you know what? I trust him. But we get there. He drops me off not at my hostel, but somewhere very close to it. He dropped me off at the Tushita Meditation Center, which is probably like, according to Google Maps, it was like a 5-minute walk. But the thing is, there are no good directions because this whole place is like on a slope. It's all mountainous. Like, I didn't know where the roads were going. The roads, there's not like a clear shot to where this place is.
Definitely lost.
So I start walking towards where I see it on Google Maps. Like, I see the direction, like my phone like points me in a direction. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go in that general direction and hope for the best. The thing is, I was kind of like high up elevation wise. Everywhere I had to go, like I was going down. So I had to go down these like staircases where, I'm at like people's houses. I'm not entirely sure if I'm in somebody's house actively, like if I'm on somebody's property. Regardless, I'm going down these stairs and it's like it's a gamble because I have about 40 pounds of gear on me, like stuff, luggage. So, and we're at like 6,000 feet elevation. So I'm not used to this at all.
Here's the setup right now. I highly don't recommend going up and down slopes in the Himalayas with like 45 pounds of gear on you. This is brutal. I can't find this place though.
So it's a gamble because any staircase you go down, if it's the wrong one, you got to go back up. I learned that the very hard way. But we get to the hostel. The hostel itself is beautiful. Like, it is in such a peaceful little area, great view of the mountains. The people there are very interesting. Um, we met a few different people, a woman from Poland, and we met a woman from the UK, and also some other people around our age that were from various different places, mostly UK, mostly British people. But yeah, and a lot of them had interesting backstories. Like, you hear about how, like, for example, the middle-aged British woman we met, she has a kid who's like 29 and has a husband, but she's solo traveling just by herself. And you wonder, like, how are you funding this? And apparently her husband works and she doesn't. Um, you know, but it was super interesting to hear everybody's story. I was very jet lagged when I got to the hostel, but I was able to have, you know, something to eat, put my stuff in my room and whatever. Because this was, we were staying in the dorms type setting, so we were in bunks. I was on the lower bunk and I was just putting my stuff in like a cabinet that was in the room. And it's a hostel, but it's also like a cafe. So there's a guy who's just like making food, and you just go up to him and you're like, you tell him what you want. There's like a menu, and there's another guy who runs like a coffee stand basically. He makes matcha, like coffee, different types of drinks, and the food is so good. Like, I got the chana masala probably like 6 times because it was so good. And like he had like tons. You could get anything. You could get like shakshuka, you could get pasta, you could get like pancakes. It was, you get breakfast free. Like, this was a crazy place. Excuse me. But yeah, I was beat by the end of this day because I had been traveling and I also had 40 pounds of shit on me that I had to just let off. And so I slept a good amount. I think I like said I was going to take a nap around like 4 o'clock and then just slept through the night and didn't wake up till tomorrow, the next morning. Um, but